so I hope you enjoy, and thank everybody for coming. I was invited by Mark Balmer, the fiction editor at the Thieves' Jargon, to write a story for his website called People Who Died in 1983. The website is everydayyeah.com, and there are already stories about Earl Tupper, the inventor of Tupperware, Juan Miró, the Spanish Cubist painter, Gloria Swanson, the actress, Dennis Wilson, the Beach Boy, and John Franton, the American existentialist. The writers include Ben Myers, Kenneth Mulvey, and Prantha Noor. My story will be published there May 7th, and if you're interested in reading it, you can send an email to andy.riverbed@yahoo.com, and I'll send you when it comes out. It's called All the Sounds of Earth. At age 12, Maxie Anderson wrote a letter to the president of Frito-Lay. It reads as follows: April 20, 1946, regarding disrespect. Sir Terence Donahue, in my hands I hold a bag of Doritos sold at 25 cents, and I know, sir, you yourself, sir, sell them for 10 cents. Sir, the people and their machines sell them for 25 cents, sir, they steal your money. Sir, I want you and me, sir, will sell them for 30 cents and make money. Think about it. You can contact me at 580-279-3694, respectfully, Maxie Anderson. When Maxie Anderson was 22, his father visited him on campus. Maxie Anderson was about to graduate from the University of North Dakota. His father told him, Maxie, you dominated military academy and you dominated university. Maxie Anderson cried inside. His father never gave him praise. His father only pushed him harder. Maybe this time Maxie Anderson felt he'd be proud of him. But you still haven't graduated from the school of hard knocks, and you never will. Maxie Anderson's father handed him the keys to a new car. Your mother wanted me to give you this, he told Maxie Anderson. Now go kill yourself. A few weeks later, Maxie Anderson and Don Ida met. They had similar manly interests, beer pong, backyard wrestling, and sexual conquest. Their favorite game was Find and Call Me Fag. After 20 or so Falstaffs, they jumped into Maxie Anderson's 53 Chevrolet Bel Air, and they'd speed around campus to search for thin students with shaggy hair. When Don Ida would spot an adequate victim, Maxie Anderson would drive the car onto the sidewalk. The unsuspecting student would drop all his books and start running in fear. 6 times out of 10, they'd catch the student. When they did, Don Ida would hold the student in a full Nelson. Maxie Anderson would then cut the student's hair, laughing. Maxie Anderson would say, what are you going to do now? Call Stalin? No more hair? Maxie Anderson would spit in his palm, pasting a mess of hair onto the student's face. Lost your calming powers? Maxie Anderson would take acrylic paint and write on the student's face the letters USA. 2 years ago, Maxie Anderson and Don Ida made their first joint attempt at flying around the world. They ballooned from Maxie Anderson's mansion in Luxor to Maxie Anderson's mansion in Bombay. Maxie Anderson told Don Ida, when you're made like me, Ida, you make sure you go out big. Maxie Anderson's passion, his voice mesmerized Don Ida. Ida, dear, if you want to fuck little boys, Don Ida groins pulsated as Maxie Anderson yelled, I'll take you around the world to fuck little boys. When Don Ida was in Canada, he was interviewed by Joe Schlesinger. Joe Schlesinger asked, what is it about ballooning that causes you to abandon your family? Don Ida, why do you prefer to balloon than spend time with your wife? Don Ida answered, ballooning is the manliest of all man's sports. Don Ida filled his lungs with air, making sure he stood larger. Hemingway's hunting, Ali's boxing, they're nothing compared to the balloon. Don Ida menaced with his smile. The ballooner is above the crust. Don Ida grasped Joe Schlesinger's shoulder hard, where he deserves to be. Joe Schlesinger felt weighed down by Don Ida. You, Don Ida said, making sure Joe Schlesinger felt smile, you are nothing to me. 2 months ago, Maxie Anderson called Don Ida. Maxie Anderson cried, I'm alone, Ida, I'm alone. Don Ida heard the loud suffering of Maxie Anderson's soul. Maxie Anderson told him, I'll pay your way, just come, come. 4 days later, Don Ida walked up the steps to Maxie Anderson's mansion in Missouri. It was the smallest of Maxie Anderson's mansions that Don Ida had been to. Balloons wearing American flags created a circle around the property. Don Ida went to the discos with Maxie Anderson. They drive to Paris. Maxie Anderson drank too much and vomited in public. When Maxie Anderson saw police, he'd shout, you fucking pigs. At the club, Maxie Anderson spent his money with disregard and followed random men into the bathroom. When Maxie Anderson returned from the bathroom, he'd rub his nose and his jaw would be clenched. Sometimes Maxie Anderson disappeared and had unprotected sex. I heard you talking to Abruzzo, Don Ida said one morning. He's called me, Maxie Anderson said, feeling nothing. It means nothing. Ben Abruzzo and Maxie Anderson graduated from the same high school in Albuquerque. Maxie Anderson had told Ben Abruzzo he was bored with life. The airplanes were nothing to Maxie Anderson, not even the submarine moved Maxie Anderson. Ben Abruzzo moved Maxie Anderson invited Maxie Anderson to balloon with him. In 1978, Maxie Anderson was part of Ben Abruzzo's crew when Ben Abruzzo became the first man to balloon nonstop across the Atlantic. Maxie Anderson told Donita he's a manipulating whore. Maxie Anderson hates Ben Abruzzo. Ben Abruzzo flew from Japan to California 2 years before. Ben Abruzzo held the distance record at 6,000 miles. Maxie Anderson and Ben Abruzzo had a falling out over who would pilot the first balloon to fly to complete 8,000 miles around the world. The previous 7 ballooners to attempt the trip had all crashed to their deaths. At John Lennon's funeral, Maxie Anderson told Donita Abruzzo killed him. Maxie Anderson vowed to defeat Ben Abruzzo's record. Abruzzo did. Donita told Maxie Anderson, he only wants your money. Ida, can't you see, Maxie Anderson shouted. Abruzzo wants us to fail.